So I'll just say I was pleased with the effort today. Thought our guys came in and handled business pretty well. It was certainly great to get some of these guys some extended minutes. Jade Lamont, Miles Hicks, Nick Evans off the bench getting to play a good chunk of the game. I think was really good for us. Thought that I'll give Lynchburg a lot of credit. They've had an unbelievably brutal stretch here of games and travel, and I thought their kids came in and really competed hard and under some pretty tough circumstances. So really happy for us to get the win, happy to go into finals break here with a couple of wins under our belt, and looking forward to these next 10 days here to really get better and get healthy.
Yeah, just kind of starting with that. Maybe a little bit of a sluggish start today, but kind of figured some things out. How much of that is just kind of the roster situation that you have now and just kind of coming in a little bit today to another game? Yeah,
I think that it's been such a long stretch for us here with limited bodies and a lack of practice time. And I think everybody kind of knew that this was the last game we had here before we could potentially remedy that situation. So, I thought guys, early on, I thought that we were making some careless mistakes on the offensive side, not handling the ball like we needed to, defensively not really getting out and pressuring the ball, and then I think we picked that up a little bit. So, I think everybody at this point is looking forward to having a little bit of a break, and again, hopefully the guys that have been playing a lot getting a little bit of rest, and the guys that haven't been out here yet getting back and healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. Miles, career high 10 today. How'd you feel out there? Had a couple open shots, but how'd it feel?
Yeah, it felt great. It's not hard, getting open shots when the way we're running our offense is running. Like, everybody's trusting each other and people screening, getting people open. So, like I said, just easy to hit shots when you're wide open.
Yeah. So kind of coming into the year, I think probably fair to say, weren't thinking you were going to be playing, 25 minutes a night sometimes. But, obviously with that little bit of a change in role, how's your mindset kind of as over the last 5 games or so, really kind of taking a step forward in role, just, kind of out of everything that's going on?
Right. I mean, from the start, regardless of what I thought I was going to get in terms of minutes, I've always stayed ready. Coach always tells me stay ready. So it wasn't too hard of a transition. Going from little to a lot of minutes. It's just, like I said, always being ready. That's really it. Just ready.
And Coach, what have you seen in Miles, as well as guys like Nick, Jaden, who might not have been getting a ton of minutes earlier in the season, that are kind of forced into having to play a ton now?
Yeah, we value practice a lot, and it's been a challenge for us because we haven't had a lot of it lately. But the practice that we've had, Jaden, Miles, and Nick, all 3 of them really compete, and they show plenty of ability and plenty of reason for us to say, hey, if we need to go to these guys, they'll be ready to play. And Miles has really taken advantage of this opportunity, and he's doing it in practice, and then he's just going out and playing the game like it's practice. So I'm really proud of the way these guys have stepped up, because we've needed them to, obviously, on the floor. I was really proud of Nick Evans today, who got his first real extended minutes, and our team was so happy for him, because no one works any harder than Nick Evans. He does everything we ask him to do, and tonight to get an opportunity, or this afternoon to get an opportunity to get on the floor and play was great to see. So I'm really proud of the 3 guys that came off the bench tonight for the way they've handled the whole season, and then stepped up with the increased role on the floor during games.
Kind of for both of you moving forward, being able to look at it kind of as a positive end, and obviously the negative having guys out, but the positive of being able to actually get time and competition moving forward into maybe some tougher parts of the schedule. How does this kind of help you guys?
Yeah, I think you always have to try to find the positives in whatever the situation is, and I think if for us we look at the positives, if you just talk about Caleb Dorsey, Charlie Williams, Trey Moss, those 3 guys probably all played their best college basketball game of their careers against ODU on Wednesday. And that was possible because of the situation we're in. And so I think Caleb Dorsey is really finding a rhythm offensively right now. And I think it's been hard for him early because we've asked a ton of him, play this position, play that position, go back and forth, and he's really starting to settle in. I think Charlie has started to really start to come into his own on the offensive end and really facilitating our offense. Trey just keeps getting better and better, and so those three guys probably stick out the most in terms of who have really moved forward. In addition to the guys we just talked about, and again, Miles here, he played 25 minutes today. I think he played 18 minutes against ODU. Played 20-some minutes earlier. I mean, these guys are just. They're showing that they can compete and go out there and do what the team needs. And I think as other guys come back, we're going to have some guys that are playing with some real significant confidence right now, and now we can add some other pieces to give us some more depth.
And I think, like you mentioned earlier, you get a little bit of time to rest up here. I think it's 11 days, and then you're out at Pepperdine. How good is it? It comes at this time, I guess, for you to get some time to rest up a little bit.
Yeah, obviously the most important thing for these guys are their finals, which start tomorrow, and you know that the finals are those are challenging, and it's a time where whether it's exams, papers, projects, whatever it is, there's just a lot that needs to be done in a short amount of time. So that's our first focus for these guys is making sure that they're having the time that they need for their studies. The second focus is just making sure that everybody gets as healthy as they can for when we're done, when we're ready to start practicing again and prepping for Pepperdine. I just told the guys in the locker room this will probably be the most individualized week to week and a half that we've ever had around this time because of what each guy is going to need from a rest standpoint, from a recovery standpoint, from a getting healthy standpoint, staying in shape standpoint, whatever it may be. So it's going to be we'll have a pretty unique. Probably 8 to 10 days here, but I think it's a really key time for us because, as I've told our team, just because we have guys coming back doesn't mean that we're all set. We're good to go. Like we've got plenty of things that we got to get better at individually as a team, and we got to make sure we utilize this time as well as we can.